Okay, let's unpack this. If your world involves making music in genres like rap, hip-hop, trap, Afrobeats, or reggae, basically, any style built on powerful rhythms and serious low-end impact, the final mastering step isn't just a formality.
Not at all.
It's really the difference between a track that sounds, well, decent and one that truly hits. The kind that competes for attention on streaming, or just feels absolutely right, rattling speakers in a car or, a club.
Yeah, getting those 808s to thump, but with clarity. Making the vocals sit perfectly in that busy mix, ensuring the groove feels undeniably potent. That's the real challenge, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And historically, achieving that kind of studio-grade polish, that demanded significant expertise, time, and often, let's be honest, a hefty budget.
Right. And that's precisely where the initial wave of AI mastering tools aimed to, well, revolutionize things. Pioneers like LANDR really broke ground back then. They offered an AI-driven engine that, frankly, made mastering accessible to millions of artists globally.
A huge step forward, no doubt, especially for independent creators. It really did democratize a crucial part of the music production process.
A total game changer for so many people getting their music out there.
Absolutely. But here's where our source material kind of jumps in. While that general AI approach was incredibly valuable for opening the door, the analysis we're looking at argues it's starting to show its limits, particularly when it comes to the very specific, rapidly evolving sonic landscapes of modern, urban, and rhythmic genres. The claim is that these one-size-fits-all automated solutions often really struggle, to capture the crucial, distinct character and nuances that define these styles today.
That makes sense. The key insight here, I think, is that for these particular musical domains, just being competent might not cut it anymore. Rap, trap, Afrobeats, they all have these deeply ingrained sonic identities, right?
Right.
And the material suggests that a broad processing approach risks flattening or maybe misinterpreting these specific requirements.
Which brings us right to the heart of this deep dive. We've got a source that directly tackles this tension. It offers a head-to-head comparison between the established player, LANDR, and a newer contender, Valkyrie AI, from beatstoreupon.com.
And the claims are pretty bold from what I gather.
Oh, yeah. Valkyrie AI is presented as uniquely engineered specifically for these demanding genres, and the report we're exploring suggests it's, and I quote, leaving the other in the dust.
Wow. Okay. That's a strong assertion. It definitely compels us to ask, what specific capabilities would an AI mastering tool need to truly excel? Not just in general audio terms, but within the nuanced, always changing aesthetics of hip-hop, trap, Afrobeats, and, well, similar styles.
So our mission today is to carefully unpack this comparison based strictly on the information in our source material. We want to understand the core differences, explore what the source claims makes one tool particularly effective for genres defined by their rhythm, bass, and that unmistakable vibe.
And see why the source feels one is pulling so significantly ahead.
Exactly. Let's dive in. All right, so let's set the stage properly. Let's look at where automated mastering started for many people. LANDR was, as we said, a genuine pioneer, launched back in 2014, I think.
Yeah, around then.
Its AI engine offered various styles, different intensities, making mastering widely available. It was a huge leap in accessibility, no question, played a major role in leveling the playing field for independent musicians worldwide.
Their impact on broadening access is just undeniable.
Mm.
However, the source material we're digging into presents a critique. Despite its continued development and updates, LANDR's foundational technology is described as, fundamentally, a generalist approach.
Meaning it's designed to work across a really wide spectrum of genres and user needs.
Exactly. And according to the report, that broad scope leads to specific limitations, particularly for the styles we're focusing on: rap, hip-hop, trap, Afrobeats, reggae.
Okay, so what are the key points the source highlights regarding these limitations?
Well, one significant point is the tendency towards what they call generic sound profiles. While Lando offers different presets, the analysis suggests they can struggle to truly capture the unique sonic fingerprints, the specific vibe, and the rapid shifts and trends within genres like trap.
Trap's a good example, yeah. It needs that immense low-end power and simultaneous clarity, right?
Precisely. Or think about Afrobeats, with its intricate percussive transients and dynamic layering. This generalist philosophy, the source implies, can result in masters that are technically clean, sure, but may lack that distinctive character, that competitive edge that's so essential in these particular music scenes.
So competent output, maybe, but perhaps not tailored with deep genre knowledge. It doesn't quite get the genre intrinsically.
That's the implication. And flowing directly from that, the source points to limited fine-tuning for genre nuances. The controls offered might not translate to an AI that fundamentally understands why a reggae bass line needs that specific kind of warm, resonant energy.
Which is totally different from the aggressive, sub-heavy character you need for drill or trap.
Exactly. Elements like saturation, adding harmonic richness or grit, or the specific dynamic interplay between the kick drum and the bass.
And how the vocals sit and all that.
Right. These things vary dramatically across these styles.
Yeah.
The source suggests that general AI just struggles to handle these nuances effectively.
It sounds like it's not just about making the track loud then. It's about preserving and ideally enhancing the specific feel, the actual characteristics of the genre.
That's precisely it. And a third limitation mentioned is the black box element.
Yeah.
The source observes that with many general AI tools, you upload your track, pick a style, get a master back. But with pretty limited insight into the specific audio processing decisions the AI actually made.
So you don't really know what happened under the hood.
Exactly. And while simplicity has its appeal, artists and producers who are deeply invested in their sound, they often desire more transparency, right? More understanding of how their mix was transformed.
Makes sense. So while LANDR was revolutionary in making mastering accessible and clearly serves a broad audience well, the source suggests that for creators focused on the unique demands of these urban and rhythmic genres, its generalist nature might be hitting a kind of functional ceiling.
Yes, the argument presented is basically that convenience alone isn't enough when you're faced with these specific high-stakes sonic requirements where feel, groove, impact, and a strong sonic identity are just paramount.
Okay, that definitely sets the stage. So if the established generalist approach has these potential limitations, our source introduces this new player, Valkyrie AI Mastering from beatstorepon.com. It's presented not just as an incremental upgrade, but as a claimed paradigm shift.
That phrase comes directly from the source's description, yeah. They position Valkyrie AI as the world's first fully autonomous agentic expert, and they state it was specifically engineered for today's urban and global soundscapes. That's a very, very strong positioning statement.
And they really don't shy away from attention-grabbing language. The material mentions claims like tracks die and get reborn God tier, and that they forged Valkyrie, a sonic revolution, made exclusively for our members. It definitely signals a very focused, maybe even aggressive and ambitious project.
It certainly underscores their intense focus. And crucially, the source is crystal clear about its target audience. This isn't aiming for classical music or ambient soundscapes. It's specifically for rap, hip-hop, R&B, trap, Afrobeats, reggae, and instrumentals.
Right.
This targeted approach is highlighted as a fundamental distinction.
Okay, so it's not trying to be everything to everyone. It's aiming to be exceptional for a very defined, very demanding segment of the music market. So let's get into it. What are the specific advantages that make Valkyrie distinct and, according to the source, superior for these particular genres? Let's dig into the details the material provides.
Right. The absolute core differentiator, as presented by the source, is the use of genre-specific AI models. This isn't just one general algorithm with a few different settings tweaked. Valkyrie apparently employs discrete AI models. These models have been meticulously trained on immense volumes of genre-specific material.
So the AI has essentially learned the sonic DNA of rap, of trap, of Afrobeats separately.
In a deeply specialized way, yes. It's absorbed the intricate sonic structure and the aesthetic priorities of each of those genres.
Can you give us some concrete examples from the source? Like, how does that actually translate into mastering decisions for different genres?
Sure. For rap and hip-hop, the source claims Valkyrie understands the need for punchy forward drums, clear and present vocals even when the mix is complex, and low end that's controlled but still has significant weight.
Okay.
It knows how to enhance the snap of a snare, the thump of a kick, without introducing mud or losing that crucial clarity.
That snare snap is absolutely vital, yeah. The feel of hip-hop often hinges on it.
Precisely. Then for trap, which is so heavily reliant on those booming 808s and really crisp hi-hats,
Right.
the report states Valkyrie is engineered specifically for handling extreme low frequencies. The goal is to ensure those 808s are both immensely powerful and clearly defined, avoiding that common issue where they just turn into indistinct rumble.
Yeah, that muddy 808 sound can kill a track.
Totally. And it also focuses on ensuring the often complex hi-hat patterns cut through with precise detail which the source notes is actually a common point of failure for less specialized tools.
Okay, that makes sense. Losing detail in the 808s or the hats completely undermines a track's energy.
Absolutely. For R&B, the material suggests the AI is tuned for smoothness, for warmth, pristine vocal clarity, and creating a rich, enveloping soundstage. The focus there is really on enhancing the emotional delivery and the lushness that's often characteristic of the genre.
Capturing and preserving that emotional connection is so key in R&B production.
Definitely. And for genres like Afrobeats and reggae, which thrive on rhythmic complexity, intricate percussion, deep, often melodic bass lines, the source indicates Valkyrie's models are trained to respect and enhance that percussive clarity.
And the bass.
And the warmth and movement of the bass, yeah. The aim is to ensure vibrancy and dynamics are achieved without sacrificing the essential feel and groove that defines those styles.
Preserving that groove is absolutely non-negotiable. Mastering should amplify the life of the track, not sort of compress it out.
Couldn't agree more. And for instrumentals, the AI analyzes and enhances the core elements to ensure maximum impact and effective translation across different playback systems. So the overarching theme across all these examples is that the AI isn't just applying generic processing, it's applying specialized knowledge. It's making decisions aligned with the specific aesthetics and technical demands of each individual genre.
Wow. That level of specialization really sounds like it could make a significant difference. It's almost like having an AI mastering engineer who lives and breathes only the type of music you create.
And building on that specialized knowledge, the source details something they call the Valkyrie 27-step AI precision process, powered by an agentic AI agent swarm.
Okay, agentic AI agent swarm. That terminology itself sounds pretty advanced. It implies something dynamic, right? What does that mean in this context?
Yeah, it does sound complex. You can think of it basically like a coordinated team of highly specialized AI audio engineers all working together in concert.
Like a little AI team.
Sort of. Each agent within this swarm is an expert focused on a particular aspect of mastering. One might specialize in intelligent equalization, another in multiband dynamics control, another in adding desirable saturation, and so on.
Okay.
The agentic part suggests they can communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is referred to as agent-to-agent or A2A communication, and dynamically orchestrate their actions based on the specific analysis and needs of the audio at each point in this 27-step process.
Gotcha. So it's not just a fixed sequence of operations like step 1, step 2, step 3. It's a more intelligent, adaptive system responding to the unique characteristics of each track.
Exactly. The agentic nature means the AI components are context-aware. They can make more nuanced, interconnected decisions than a rigid, linear processing chain might. The source outlines various stages like advanced AI audio analysis, where this AI swarm dissects the track's sonic DNA, then AI adaptive EQ, AI multiband compression, which is essential for controlling dynamic range across different frequency bands, super crucial for balancing huge bass with clear vocals.
Right.
AI saturation for warmth or character, AI stereo enhancement for width and imaging, AI parallel compression for density and impact, loudness normalization, a brick wall limiter to prevent clipping, and it all culminates in AI final quality checks. It's presented as a significantly more detailed and adaptive mastering workflow, driven by this collaborative AI.
That level of collaborative intelligence within the AI swarm, that sounds pretty revolutionary for audio processing. And thinking back to artists being wary of the black box nature of some AI, the source highlights something called a revolutionary Mel-spectrogram analysis. This seems designed specifically to provide transparency.
Yes, exactly. This feature offers a visual comparison powered by AI. You upload your original mix, and after mastering, you get this Mel-spectrogram view. It visually shows the changes the AI made across frequency, dynamics, and balance.
Whoa, that's a massive step for understanding. So you're not just hearing the difference, you can actually see the sonic fingerprint of the changes, like visually.
Precisely. The source actually features the line, "Don't just hear the difference, CIT." This visual feedback, it serves to demystify the mastering process, doesn't it?
Totally.
It allows you to combine your subjective listening experience with objective visual data. It can inform your decisions, build confidence by visually confirming the intelligent enhancements the AI has made. It's presented as a tool that genuinely empowers the creator.
That visual analysis seems incredibly valuable, offering a level of insight often missing in automated tools. What about the final output and any post-processing control?
Well, Valkyrie delivers masters as high-resolution 24-bit WAV files, which is the industry standard for quality. But the source also points out the availability of optional post-mastering polishing tools. These are accessible before you download the final file.
Ah, okay, so you get a final say.
Exactly. It offers users an extra layer of control and personalization. It allows for minor adjustments to the AI-generated master if they desire. So it's kind of a hybrid approach, leveraging powerful AI while still allowing for that final user touch, which could be a key differentiator for some people.
That balance between powerful AI processing and optional human refinement is definitely appealing. And finally, the source mentions the AI is truly autonomous and self-improving. What's that about?
Yeah, the source notes that Valkyrie incorporates principles of self-learning and continuous optimization. It apparently references inspiration from research concepts like AlphaVolve and advanced automated reinforcement learning techniques, which basically means the AI is designed to explore, evaluate, and refine its own processing algorithms over time. It's continuously working to improve its mastering performance, particularly for its target genres. That agent swarm concept is part of this evolving system.
So it's not a static program. It's actually built to get smarter and better with experience, with more data. That's a fascinating claim for an audio tool.
It suggests a system that can potentially adapt to the dynamic and, let's face it, ever-evolving nature of urban and rhythmic music production itself.
Okay, let's try and synthesize this comparison now, based specifically on the points made in our source material. If we look at Valkyrie and LANDR side by side through the lens of this report, what's the core distinction being drawn, especially for these specific genres we're talking about?
The source draws a very, very clear contrast. The primary difference highlighted is the genre focus. Valkyrie is presented as explicitly engineered and trained on discrete models for these specific urban and rhythmic genres, whereas LANDR is described as a general AI, designed to cater to a much wider range of music. Then there's the AI approach. Valkyrie utilizes this agentic AI swarm with continuous learning and adaptation, which is contrasted with what the source implies is a more general, potentially more fixed AI pipeline in LANDR.
And the transparency aspect.
Big difference there too, transparency. Valkyrie offers that revolutionary visual Mel-spectrogram feedback, a level of insight the source indicates is limited or just absent in LANDR. And finally, the processing depth. Valkyrie's claimed 27-step process, driven by collaborative agents, is positioned as a much more detailed and adaptive mastering approach compared to simpler processing chains.
So according to this analysis, while LANDR was definitely groundbreaking, a crucial entry point and serves a broad user base effectively, for artists who are really serious about competing in these demanding urban and rhythmic music styles, good enough just isn't the goal anymore.
That's the source's central argument, precisely. It states that Valkyrie's specialized, intelligent, and transparent approach is specifically built for the new reality of these rapidly evolving genres. It's about enabling tracks to compete at the, quote, highest level, ensuring the sound is potent, impactful, and genuinely resonates with the dedicated listenership going beyond simply increasing loudness.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really about empowering the artist to preserve and enhance the unique sonic identity they've worked so hard to create, rather than just applying a kind of generic layer of polish over the top.
Yes, the source absolutely positions it as a shift away from a one-size-fits-all solution towards an AI that claims to truly understand, respect, and elevate the specific needs of your unique sound within its specific genre context.
Okay, so bringing this all back to you, the listener. Why does this deep dive matter? Why should you care if you're involved in creating, mixing, producing, or even if you just have a strong appreciation for these specific genres like rap, hip-hop, R&B, trap, Afrobeats, or reggae?
Well, it matters because this material strongly suggests that the type of AI mastering tool you choose could have a really significant impact on your final product's competitive edge. According to the source, a specialized tool like Valkyrie claims to possess an understanding of the specific sonic requirements and maybe even the cultural expectations of your music.
Right.
In a way a general tool might not. This specialization is presented as the key to helping your tracks genuinely stand out and achieve their full potential impact.
So it's about leveraging technology that's actually designed to align with the essential feel, the groove, the impact that are just so required in these styles. It's about making sure your music sounds authentically itself for its genre, but with the polish and power needed to compete effectively in today's, let's face it, streaming-dominated landscape.
It really highlights that as AI continues to integrate deeper into music production, specialization, particularly in a critical stage like mastering, could be the next major frontier for truly capturing the nuances of specific musical domains. So, just to recap the core takeaway from the source material we looked at, AI mastering is evolving fast, and for these demanding urban and rhythmic genres, think rap, trap, Afrobeats. The report argues that a specialized, genre-trained approach, like the one Valkyrie claims to offer, is becoming crucial. Crucial for capturing sonic nuance and competing effectively in the modern music world.
Right. And the source actually encourages you to experience this Valkyrie effect firsthand. They suggest visiting beatstoreupon.com, uploading one of your own tracks, and hearing, and importantly, seeing with that Mel-spectrogram the difference it makes. They mention offering options like free online audio mastering that hits hard, alongside professional output like 24-bit WAVs, so it seems they give you a direct way to test their claims for yourself.
It's definitely a practical suggestion, a way to evaluate if these claims of genre-specific agentic mastering actually translate into a noticeable improvement for your own music in your workflow.
Okay, so based solely on the source material's claims about this level of specialized agentic self-improving AI mastering, achieving what they call God-tier sound. Specifically for these genres, here's a final thought for you to maybe ponder. If AI mastering can become this deeply specialized and intelligent for particular musical styles, what does the source's whole idea of achieving elite sonic quality through this kind of technology mean for the future evolution and the sonic identity of urban music itself?
That's a great question.
Could tools like this help artists innovate and push genre boundaries even further? Or maybe could the AI's optimization towards perceived genre ideals potentially lead to a certain degree of sonic convergence, maybe even standardization down the line? It's a really fascinating question, I think, about the dynamic interplay between technology and artistic creativity as these tools become ever more powerful and well specialized.